Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another Endfield video. And let me just tell you this. If you thought it couldn't get worse when it comes to developer greed, when it comes to lying, when it comes to destroying a player's experience and their willingness to play the game, don't worry, you found yet another reason, because these developers are easily the worst ones I've ever fucking seen. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to see on my screen over here is a maxed out potential Zai-He. I am one of those individuals that, in my gacha pulls, I got a lot of copies of her, right? And one thing that happens in this game is that when you max out a character's potential, additional dupes of them will get converted into a token, right? You can see it over here. I actually just was pulling on the Surtur banner, and I got one of those duped tokens. And so usually what occurs in games, and usually what occurs in gacha titles, right, is that you get two forms of currency when you pull. In Wuthering Waves, for example, when you pull 3-star weapons, blah, 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 4-star, whatever, you get oscillated coral, right? That's kind of dog shit. A lot of it is good to get it from, like, you know, like the Radiant Tides, Forging Tides, and Lustrous Tides for 70 each from the store. You get a lot from here, but after that, they're not really worth that much, right? After you've bought all the pulls, they kind of don't do too much anymore. Afterglow Coral, on the other hand, right, is what you get when you get the 4-star units. The dupes, or really copies of 5-star units, all of that good stuff, right? And a lot of people would assume that in Endfield, after you get a copy of another 5-star unit, which is their game's equivalent of 4-star units, you would get more bond quotas. You get 10 bond quotas every single time you pull a 5-star unit. That's how it works. And bond quotas in this game are pretty great because bond quotas can be turned into permanent pulls, brother. Yes, bond quotas can be turned into permanent pulls that do not expire on chartered headhunting. Every time you get a 5-star unit, you get one of these. And so you'd think, I just pulled a copy of an extra 5-star unit and their potentials are maxed out. Surely this will turn into more bond quotas, right? No, this is what happens instead. Are you ready? Your 5-star bond quotas turn into the equivalent of oscillated coral in this game. You realize that these are the potentials of the 4-star units, or basically the 3-star weapons in Wuwa. Those turn into these. Your 5-star dupes in this game turn into these. And those can only be used on expiring pulls. On banners with no pity carryover. Bro, I just have gotten brutally fucked by this game because I just keep pulling the same 5-star unit and I functionally get nothing. Look, Zai-He. And the copies turn into nothing. The copies literally just turn into the effective equivalent of nothing. I'm mind blown. I am mind blown that these devs thought that their stingy ass gacha system that gives no fucking pulls, infinite 50-50 losses, expiring pulls from the shop, FOMO in every single step of the way. I thought that was enough when it came to breaching player trust, right? There's a reason why this game has a literal... Sorry, I'm showing you games that are higher. Tower of Fantasy is higher. Wuthering Waves is higher. This is what the game has on tap for a fucking reason, bro. And the thing is, people are posting all of these giga negative reviews talking about how stingy the gacha is without even knowing that this is what they do when it comes to fucking dupes. Oh my lord. Oh my god! Guys, this would be like in Wuthering Waves. Instead of getting the Afterglow Coral, you got the Blue Coral. And you know the Afterglow Coral turns into stuff like pulls or character dupes. Bro, it's like they did this, and it's just Blue Coral here. How does this happen? How does a developer step backwards in every single way And yet every single review I'm seeing from people playing this game is that it's gacha first, game second. Sorry, it's game first, gacha second. How is that the case when everything in this game is implicitly designed to just be the most predatory shit ever? I'm sorry, bro. How, when we every single day, right? Every single day, guys, we find out that something in this game got worse, right? So in Wuwa, for example, when you pull an extra 4-star, it gets converted into the Afterglow Coral immediately. And so you have way more to get. Maxing out a character feels good, because then you get more corals that you can spend on getting more pulls or getting more dupes. A lot of people love, right? A lot of people love maxing out their characters so that whenever they pull on a gacha, they get a shit ton of extra pulls back in the long run. It feels great, right? In this game, after you max out the fucking characters, guys, all you'll get is more pulls to buy more of these expiring pulls. But guess what? How fucking useful is that when you already get the same resource from your 4-star unit dupes in this game? Guys, you can see all the 4-star characters, right? They're already here. So I didn't even need these in the first place to have enough to buy everything. So A, the pulls are only expiring, and B, you don't even need the extra resources from this, because the 4-star income is enough to cover it. But because, right, A, can't get too greedy, can't give out too many of these bond quotas, right? Can't give out too many bond quotas, because they'll get too many pulls. I think this is what's going on. I just think people haven't S6 units yet. Or I think they just haven't P5 units yet. I think people just haven't gotten as lucky or really unlucky as I am, because I pulled 8 copies of fucking Zaihi. I have 8 copies of this fucking character, bro. And so I have gotten fucked 3 times. Because that is 3 copies. I am getting functionally nothing for pulling on the gacha for. Imagine. Once you P5 a character, every single pull that you get of them is just literally bricking your account. As if punishing you wasn't enough by giving you a copy of a character you already had maxed out, the resources you get in exchange for that maxed out copy is worthless. Why is this game so anti-player? Why does this game hate you so much as you're playing it? Why is there always something that literally makes the game feel so bad if you don't pay money? Because you want to know what I would expect from this? A fuck ton of extra pulls? Because I pulled extra copies of a 5-star unit. And you're giving bond quotas, right? For pulling a copy. Give me bond quotas. Give me more of these if I pull a dupe, you greedy fucks. You greedy little pigs! What the fuck? There is no justifying this, you greedy bastards! What is wrong with you? This is the gacha Dark Ages. You are going back in time. You are setting back progress. Do you know what happened in the Dark Ages? People turned mad retarded. We were about to go to space, bro, and we went back 500 years. And this shit is going on in this fucking game, bro. This is the most archaic gacha system I've ever seen. And you got everyone going, it's a game first, gacha second. As an excuse to not talk about things like this. Come on, brother. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say anymore. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. If you don't talk about this, brother, how can you not? How can you not? When this is quite possibly the most... And this is the thing, guys. You're not going to notice this until you P5 your units. You're not going to... Many players won't notice this until a couple of months into the game. Because you're not going to get as unlucky as I am and pull 8 copies of the same fucking 5-star like I did. But it's just, it happened. And so now I can tell you how badly you will get fucked when that does occur. Because it'll happen eventually. There's only like 8 4-stars in the game, bro. Or there's only like 8 5-stars in the game. There's not a massive number of them. Hey, let's just check out the pool and see how likely it is this will happen eventually to you. Bro, they only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are only 9 5-star units. Brother, if you're guaranteed a 5-star on every 10 pull, you will max somebody out soon, and then you will just fucking... They'll just start getting you, bro. They're just gonna start getting you, bro. You already know. Because how do you justify this? How do you explain this? How do you rationalize a developer doing this? How do we go from this to this? How do we do this? How is this game released before this game? How is this game older than this game? How is this the new game? You look at these systems in isolation, you would say this is the older gacha. You would say this is fucking outdated and needs to be updated if the game wants to be successful. That's what every fucking rational-minded person would say after seeing this fucking disgusting shit, bro. I'm so mad. I'm actually so fucking pissed. Because this is so slimy. It's like so underhanded. You know people aren't going to notice this until they've already spent hundreds of dollars. They've already invested hundreds of hours. Like, this is meant to be like the dagger. The dagger that you get that you weren't fucking expecting. And then you're already too committed to quit. Because you won't know about this until you fucking P5 your units. You will know nothing about this until you P5 your fucking units. And that is the most bastard part about this entire thing, bro. And you want to know what else this makes me wonder? What else in this godforsaken game, an amazing game, at a baseline, ruined by the greediest fucking devs I've ever seen, what else in this game has mechanics like that hidden away? Bro, I'm curious now. What other mechanics in this game have the devs put in to fuck players that are like a trap waiting for you? Bro, it's like they're giving you gift boxes, but it's just cancer. How? What else is in the game, bro? What else do they have waiting for you if we're just finding this out a week into launch? What else have they hidden away? Don't worry. That's why we're playing this game, guys. It's turning into a expose of the most disgusting gacha company, the most disgusting publishers, and the most disgusting developer I've ever seen. This is fucking unacceptable. And anyone that even tries to justify this, or say that it's okay, or say it's not a big deal, game first, get it. Just shut the fuck up. I don't even care. Just shut your fucking mouth if you're gonna try to defend this or say it's not a big deal. Let's just be honest. This is the grossest thing we have seen in the space. Wake the fuck up. That's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.